What is a diabetic foot ulcer? Diabetic foot ulcers are injuries on the feet that happen in 15% of diabetic patients at some point during their lifetime. The danger of lower limb removal is expanded eightfold in these patients once an ulcer develops. They happen in type 1 and type 2 diabetes mellitus. The normal length of diabetes before ulceration is greater than 10 years. If you are watching this video for the first time, please kindly like this video, hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so that any time I make a video like this, you will be notified. What causes a diabetic foot ulcer? Neuropathic and vascular entanglements of diabetes cause a diabetic foot ulcer. Nerve harm because of diabetes causes modified or complete loss of feeling in the foot and leg. This is known as fringe neuropathy. Weight from shoes, cuts, wounds, or any injury to the foot may go unnoticed. The loss of defensive sensation prevents the patient from being cautioned that the skin is being harmed and may bring about skin misfortune, rankles and ulcers, and at times to basic bone crack. Neuropathy can likewise prompt an arthropathy, a Charcot joint, and distortions, for example, an equinus contracture, powerlessness to flex the lower leg joint to lift the toes. Vascular malady is additionally a significant issue in diabetes and predominantly influences small veins taking care of the skin, microangiopathy. In this circumstance, a specialist may discover typical heartbeats in the feet in light of the fact that the supply routes are unaffected. Nonetheless, other diabetic patients may likewise have limited veins with the goal that no heartbeat can be found in the feet, ischemia. The absence of solid bloodstream may prompt ulceration. Wound mending is additionally hindered. Vascular ailment is irritated by smoking. End-stage renal illness is another hazard factor for foot ulceration. What are the signs and indications of diabetic foot ulcer? It isn't strange for patients to have had diabetic foot ulcers for quite a while before introducing to a well-being proficient on the grounds that they are much of the time effortless. It isn't bizarre for patients to have had diabetic foot ulcers for quite a while before introducing to a well-being proficient in light of the fact that they are every now and again easy. Contingent upon the seriousness, a diabetic foot ulcer might be appraised somewhere in the range of 0 and 3. 0. In danger foot with no ulceration. 1. Shallow ulceration with no disease. 2. Profound ulceration uncovering ligaments and joints. 3. Broad ulceration or abscesses. Tissue around the ulcer may get dark because of the absence of solid bloodstream to the foot. In extreme cases, halfway or complete gangrene may happen. Individuals with diabetes are additionally inclined to optional contamination of the ulcer, wound disease, sinus development, encompassing skin, cellulitis, and hidden bone, osteomyelitis. In what capacity can the diabetic foot ulcer be forestalled? The Board of Diabetic Foot Ulcer is essentially focused on anticipation. Procedures include advanced diabetes control to lessen neuropathic and vascular complexities, smoking suspension, preventive skin and nail care, look at the skin of the 2 feet cautiously and trim toenails normally. Brief treatment of competitor's foot, broke impact point or dermatitis. Agreeable footwear, appropriately fitting delicate shoes or made-to-gauge insoles. Activities and physiotherapy. Normal and successive foot assessment. What is the treatment of diabetic foot ulcer? When an ulcer has created, the reason ought to be resolved. Is it neuropathic, vascular or both? Neuropathic ulcer must be shielded from further injury until they recuperate, and exhausting endeavors must be made to dodge another ulcer by wearing the right footwear. A vascular or ischemic ulcer ought to be assessed by a vascular specialist to decide the degree of harm and whether medical procedure is fundamental. In extreme cases, this may involve fractional L removal of a toe, foot or appendage. Radiology is likewise valuable to assess osteomyelitis. Whatever the reason for the ulcer, any dead tissue of the surface ought to be debrided, evacuated, the injury purified with germicide or superoxide arrangement, and engineered wound dressings applied to guarantee a soggy situation. Nectar dressings may likewise be valuable. Master counsel ought to be acquired, as the best dressing will rely upon the sort of ulcer and phase of recuperating. Contamination ought to be forestalled with cautious injury care and ordinary examination. Antimicrobials might be recommended if there is noteworthy contamination bringing about cellulitis or osteomyelitis. For more information on management of diabetes, click on the link below this video. Thank you for watching.